Guys, this is Upesh from vivo.com, and Vivo has just launched its new X70 series of smartphones in India. And I'm actually really excited about this because of late phones have kind of become boring. iPhone. But you know what? If the Vivo X60 series was any indication, the Vivo X70 series will be anything but boring. I mean, Vivo has sent us this really interesting looking box for the Vivo X70 Pro Plus. So let's unbox this. So this is the new Vivo X70 Pro Plus and the Vivo X70 Pro side by side. Now I'll be focusing on the Vivo X70 Pro Plus because this is Vivo's ultimate flagship phone and there's a lot of hype around it. So what's new? What are the upgrades? Well, there's actually a lot of them. First off, the Vivo X70 Pro Plus looks like a flagship phone. It has a frosted glass back. Yes, this is glass and it has this satin-like matte finish that's just brilliant to touch and it does not attract any fingerprints. If you ask me, you will love touching this phone. Sounds a little weird, I know, but you will love it. Now this whole matte black look is kind of understated, but what's not understated is this big camera module and this new decorative ceramic piece on the side of it. Now when I first saw this, I thought it would be a display, but that's just to add to the style factor. Now this is slightly heavier than the X60 Pro Plus at 213 grams, but unlike the X60 Pro Plus, the X70 Pro Plus has everything you want in a flagship. IP68 water and dust resistance, wireless charging support, large volume X-axis mode of haptic feedback, dual stereo speakers with a separate hi-fi chip. Yup, this phone is packed. The screen is also a big upgrade compared to the X60 Pro Plus. Now this is a curved 6.7-inch panel and this is Samsung's new LTPO E5 120Hz AMOLED screen, which means this is a screen that can adapt from 1Hz to 120Hz dynamically. Now that's not the only upgrade, it's a QHD Plus aka 2K resolution screen. It also has 10-bit colors, HDR10 Plus support and a crazy peak brightness of 1500 nits. Yeah, this display is as high-end as it gets. I mean, it looks absolutely stunning, it's super smooth and watching movies on this is a fantastic experience. The phone has upgraded specs too. It has the latest Snapdragon flagship chipset, the Snapdragon 888 Plus, which can hit the 3.0 GHz mark compared to 2.8 GHz on the regular Snapdragon 888. It also has 256 gigs of fast UFS 3.1 storage and 12 gigs of LPDDR5 RAM. Again, those are just top-of-the-line specs in the Android world. Now, if you want to know the benchmark scores, here are the Antutu and Geekbench scores, which obviously are very good. Benchmarks apart, I've only had the phone for a day, so I can't judge the performance yet, but I have been playing some BGMI on this phone, and this thing just seems flagship grade. There's no lag or anything, it's super smooth. So yeah, no doubt so far. The X70 Pro Plus also has a bigger 4500 mAh battery and it comes with the very fast 55 watt flash charger. It also supports 50 watt fast wireless charging and it can also wirelessly charge other devices at 10 watts, which is all pretty awesome. Now let's talk about the cameras, which has been the big USP of the Vivo X series of phones and is the same here with the X70 Pro Plus. Now on paper, the X70 Pro Plus's camera setup hasn't changed much and that's not a bad thing. You still get the 48 megapixel ultra wide camera with Vivo's signature gimbal OIS system. There's also the 50 megapixel Samsung GN1 main sensor, the 12 megapixel telephoto lens with 2x optical zoom, and the 8 megapixel periscope telephoto lens that supports 5x optical zoom. Now all of these lenses have OIS and they all have Zeiss optics, the Zeiss T-Star lens coating, along with the new high transmittance glass lens to reduce chromatic aberration, and all of this is powered by Vivo's new professional imaging V1 chip, which is set to enhance clarity and blur in moving shots and also reduce noise and enhance brightness in low light. So yeah, the hardware is packed, but so is the software. First of all, there's a Zeiss mode that you can enable for more natural looking shots. I took some shots with the Zeiss mode off and on, and I did not notice a big difference because I think the X70 Pro Plus now takes more natural looking shots by default. There's also different Zeiss portrait modes that are supposed to mimic classic Zeiss lenses, and as you can see, there are some new additions, which is cool. Another cool feature is real-time extreme night vision powered by the V1 chip that shows you a more accurate and brighter preview when shooting in extreme low light. I mean, there are times you're taking a photo in extreme low light and you can't really frame things properly because the viewfinder is all dark. Now this fixes this because the preview is just much better. There's also 360-degree horizon level stabilization mode, which is awesome. It uses the gimbal in the ultra-wide sensor to make sure that no matter what you do, the video maintains horizontal level. I mean, just look at the viewfinder. See how it remains stable no matter what I do? Yeah, this looks insane, right? Apart from this, there's also the Pro Cinematic mode that has video lock spot, lens switching, focus distance mark, adjustable audio, etc. Now, these features are cool, but what about usual photos? Well, I have been taking shots from the main camera and the ultra-wide angle lens, and most photos from both of these cameras look sharp, detailed, and have excellent dynamic range. Just check out this shot. The dynamic range is just brilliant even in the ultra-wide angle shot. Now, the phone also does well in complex lighting scenarios with the T-star lens coating and the high transmittance glass. I shot this with the sun shining bright right on the camera, and the photos don't have any glare or weird reflections. Even in low light, the X70 Pro Plus's camera does really well, especially when there's lights, and it just handles lights a lot better than most phones out there. There's also 2x optical zoom and 5x optical zoom support, and here's a 1x zoom shot and a 2x zoom shot next to it. And the 2x zoom shot looks very good quality wise. Now here's a 5x zoom shot with the periscope lens, and yeah, it looks good. Here's another example. Now, to be honest, I will have to compare the X70 Pro Plus's camera to other flagships to truly see how good this is. But in my brief testing, these do seem like very good flagship grade cameras. Lastly, there's the software that I haven't talked about, so let me tell you about that. So the phone has FunTouch OS 12 with Android 11, and if you're wondering about the pre-installed apps, there are a few of them. Amazon, PhonePay, Spotify, ShareChat, Byju's, Netflix, Facebook. Now these apps can be uninstalled, but it's weird seeing them on such a premium phone, especially the hot apps and hot games folder. Apart from this, I noticed this new widget section, which is probably part of Origin OS, Vivo's OS in China. Anyway, some of the widgets look nice, so I've been using them. But apart from all this, along with the X70 series, Vivo's also introduced Vivo X Scared, which means anyone who buys any of the Vivo X70 variants will get a dedicated expert for assistance, a fast 24/7 dedicated calling line for support, doorstep repair service, an exclusive counter at Vivo service centers where an assigned engineer and a standby device will be available. Anyway, to sum things up, the Vivo X70 Pro Plus is a proper flagship smartphone and an exciting smartphone. I mean, no matter which aspect of this phone you look at, you will find top-of-the-line specs and some really exciting features. See, the design is super premium. It's got all the flagship specs and features like fast wireless charging, IP68 rating, LTPO 120Hz AMOLED. It's got the best specs you can get on Android phones, and the cameras remain a big highlight with so many advanced features and tech. So yeah, if you ask me, I think all this hype around the Vivo X70 Pro Plus is justified. This is actually an exciting Android flagship in a day when we don't get a lot of exciting flagships anymore. Anyway, that's the X70 Pro Plus, but Vivo has also launched the X70 Pro, which brings the Dimensity 1200 chipset, an FHD Plus curved AMOLED display, quad cameras with Zeiss optics, and more. So I want to know what you guys think of the X70 Pro Plus and the Vivo X70 Pro, so let me know in the comment section down below. Also give this video a like, make sure to share it, and subscribe to our channel for more amazing tech videos. Well, that's me signing off. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.